please.
How does it feel to be giving this award to your friends, Marty and Leo, tonight at the Santa Barbara Festival?
I'm so honored, you know, even to, you know, have met these guys, let alone to work for my hero, Martin Scorsese, and Leo, one of the best actors in the world, and, you know, I'm incredibly nervous and honored to even present them with an award.
Now, you're known as such a really nice guy.
Oh,
How do you make that transformation to somebody like Donnie?
You gotta become evil. Gotta kind of like understand that, you know, you're playing with someone with no impulse control, no morality, and really delve into that.
I mean, dwarf tossing. What message do you want the audience to take away from this film of greed and excess?
You know, these guys were living their lives in a really extreme way, and it caught up with them, you know.
Any new collaborations with Leo on the horizon?
Yeah, we're going to make a film about Richard Jewell. Very heartbreaking story. Yeah.
When do you start filming that?
We just decided to do it, so we don't know when we're actually going to start yet.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Cool.
Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
How does it feel to be back here at the Santa Barbara Film Festival?
Well, we always get a great welcome. It's amazing. And Leo's just arriving, I think, and Jonah. So this is really terrific. We're here 2 years ago, I think.
Yes, exactly. Now, the Cinema Vanguard Award is given to risk takers. How do you feel about being a risk taker this far into your career?
How much of a choice, I guess. How much more have I got? The last film we made, Wolf of Wall Street, took as big a risk as ever. You know, and that really felt good. It felt freeing in a way. So that was nice.
What is the most important aspect of your collaboration with Leo in so many films?
Well, we like the same subject matter and character, like to take risks, and kind of enjoy being with each other, you know, working together.
Great. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome, Leo. Thank you.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be receiving the Cinema Vanguard Award tonight from the film festival?
It's pretty amazing, especially having it be alongside the great Martin Scorsese. The fact that I've gotten to do 5 films with him now is pretty mind-boggling. You know, I was a young actor, only dreaming of being able to do 1 film with him. I remember being 15 years old and wishing I could just be up there once with him, and now it's been 5, so it's especially meaningful to get this here tonight, but to have it be alongside him is even more so.
What do you think the most special aspect of your collaboration with him is? The two of you together. What's that magic?
It's too long to mention. I can't choose one. I mean, truthfully, his knowledge of cinema's history as an art form and what it means culturally to humanity is something that I've learned a tremendous deal about just by being alongside him. But more so than that, he's made me evolve as an actor. He gives you the time to create your characters that therefore become the narrative of what he's trying to do. He's changed my outlook on making movies in every way.
Now, The Wolf of Wall Street, it's so incredible. I can't even say how incredible we all feel that is. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
It's such a film showcasing greed and excess. What do you want audiences to take away from that? I mean, dwarf tossing. What do you feel audience should take away from a film like that?
Well, look, it's a highly entertaining film, and it's funny at times, and it almost seems absurd and disgusting, the behavior that we portray in this film. But what Marty has done so well throughout the years is put our culture up on screen, and this is a part of our very culture, and this is a very destructive attribute that humanity has, and we wanted to put that culture up on screen. It's a very destructive one. It caused the crash of 2008, and as you know, the economy continues to grow, and the population continues to expand. This part of who we are needs to evolve, and that's what we wanted to put up on screen, because these people in this movie basically give in to every possible temptation they can.
We all got that.
Thank
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
There was a lot of concern from
the studio and the studio system, so to speak, for each word, the sexuality of it, the lack of the violence, all of this, the racism, all this sort of thing. And I just didn't know if I could do it again, if I would have the energy to just go through it again. So ultimately, you pulled it together over these past few years, where you were able to get Joey McFarlane and RZA and Red Granite to be able to finance the picture with total freedom, meaning, yes, we'll go overboard in the sense of the excess of what they're doing with the language and the sex and all that, and ultimately to have the trust to be able to shape it, you know. But we had to have that freedom in a way, but it couldn't be done with the studio. It was too much for me.
I mean, you mentioned energy. I mean, I gotta say, most directors who've been making films for 40 years, 45 years, something like that, maybe their films get a little slower, get a little more stately as they get older. This has more damn energy, or at least as much, probably more energy than any film you've ever made, which is saying a hell of a lot.
It does, yeah.
I mean, you must have the same energy that you have to make a film like this. How do you get
that was one of the reasons I didn't want to do it, because I know when I get on the set, it's him and Jonah and every Margot and everything, they're looking at me in the morning, and I'm terrible in the morning, and I can't, it's hard to get through the day. But they would give me this extraordinary excitement, and we'd just go, and we had an 87-day schedule, and we shot in 87 days. Know that I knew I had to, I knew I had to be there. But not only that, it's after he finished, I had to live with it, with Thelma and myself, for another 10 months, 11 months. Right. And then, you have to, and that's when you really kick in the editing room. That's when I kept telling Thelma, ferocious, goddammit, ferocious. Let's kick its ass, let's go. Throw it in, bang, cut right in the middle of it. Well, it doesn't match, it doesn't matter. They don't care. I mean, the characters don't care. What are they gonna, continuity in their brains at that point with that many drugs? Why should we deal with that? That's what
the incredible scene, Leo, where you're trying to find your car and making your way to your car.
Oh.
I mean,
it's his. Buster Keaton.
Well, I'd like to know, because everyone's grabbing. Who was that? Who was that? Was that Jerry Lewis, Jacques Tati? Buster Keaton. First of all, what might have been examples for that? Because it's just one of the most brilliant pieces of slapstick and comic acting I've seen. And then, how many times did you shoot that? Is another one. But what was your inspiration for the scene? Who did you think about when you did that?
I thought I had a guy on YouTube that I watched. It was entitled "The Drunkest Man in the World," but it was not just the fact that he was, sort of elasticated and trying to get. It was his motivation which really intrigued me, because there was nothing. He had one singular goal, and that was to get a beer out of the 7-Eleven, and it took him a half an hour, and he was writhing around the floor. Just trying, and the guys watching him, and people are scratching their heads saying, "What are you doing?" And he just wouldn't stop reaching for something that was a life-sustaining force for him. And I remember Jordan describing to me when I was talking with him about what it was like being on Quaaludes, because I've never done it. And he said, "Look, you think that you're operating the same, but the mechanics of what your brain thinks and what your body actually physically manifests are two entirely different things. So you think you're a normal, logical human being that's got, that is, walking forward, but you're doing something entirely different." And I remembered this YouTube thing, so I sort of watched that obsessively. And then it became kind of like a 2001 Space Odyssey thing. I was this primordial beast crawling towards this futuristic space machine. But the way Marty holds it, it's just this wide shot, and he just waits for me to crawl there. It took forever, though. It took like 10 minutes for me to writhe over to that.
Yeah, we trimmed the head of the shot, I remember. And
then, of course, we didn't realize that the car door went up this way.
The car door opened up.
It didn't go this way, so I had to figure out how to get my...
Should I try with my foot? And that's when he reminded me of Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Jerry doing that thing with his body, because he's very long. And then when he got in the car to answer, then I had to cue the phone to ring in the car, just at the right moment when he finally got the door open and he relaxed. And suddenly, ring, and he goes, "Arr!" And he gets up. And he crawls into the car, and what we didn't plan on, but was perfect, was that his feet were outside the car, outside the door. And so the car looked like a face, like the face, and the 2 feet where the conversation that he was having on the phone with his wife, where are you, you know? And so all of that just held a shot. We did only a couple of takes, and I said, that's it, there was no coverage.
But that was, he had shot listed that entire sequence to a T. I mean, this was one of your favorite sequences in the entire film. So the whole rig where I sort of fall down, I smash my head, the idea that, you know, which took a lot of practice to get the idea that I would speak in a normal language, the other guy on the other line would react, say, what the hell did you say? I can't understand you. Then he'd cut back to me and be like, you know what I mean? He had planned that quite meticulously, every sort of beat of that shot.
The use of a medium frame as opposed to a close-up on that. Using the wider frame is better in a comedy. You know, it's the old Howard Hawks thing. But,
I thought about what these men are being honored for, and it's their collaboration together. Don't worry, I'll wrap things up soon. You know, I thought about my own small career, or my own short career, and I realized anything that I've done that's been halfway decent has been because of the collaboration I had with the people that I was doing it with, and how magical that was. And watching these two men, these two artists, geniuses, collaborate so beautifully, without exaggeration, was the most inspiring thing I ever got to witness. So I want to thank you guys for letting me watch that. And it made me think, you know, have you ever been single? You know, when you're single, you don't have a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife, and you go out with two friends of yours and they're this amazing couple, and you leave the dinner and you go, man, I hope I end up in something like that one day, you know? And I thought about that concept, and as an actor, I hope to be lucky enough to find that partner in someone else like you two have found with each other. No, I don't mean it, you know, but I mean that genuinely. So, thank you. This is very surreal. I want to thank you, my two heroes, for being as amazing of men as you are artists. So congratulations, and I love you guys. Thanks.